Yes, we're back with another rider, another episode. Today we are honoured to have a surfer in our house, and her name is.
Hi, I'm Katja.
And how did you get into surfing, and for how long have you been surfing for?
I've been in water sports all my life. I love to sail and windsurf as a kid. And yeah, so I've always had a passion for water and playing on the water and finding the different ways to do it. And so about 4 years ago, I met an Australian entrepreneur and innovator, David Trewern, and he had founded this really new, innovative surf company in Australia, which is electric hydrofoiling.
Okay, so basically, to describe it, it's a surfboard with a fin or
Yeah,
a
yeah,
tail,
no,
and it's an electric motor or something.
yeah, you have it. It's a surfboard with a an electric propulsion, and it has a mast and wings under the water. It almost functions like a an airplane. So your waves are what you ride on, and we call them flight boards. So we're big on finding freedom and taking flight, flying over the water in all sorts of beautiful destinations.
So just to confirm, the waters is not like really rough waters. You do it on smoother waters.
That's a great question. I mean, the original idea was to have a really good fallback when there were no waves or wind, so smooth waters for sure. But actually, we care a lot about performance riding as well, and a lot of people are riding these boards into waves and all sorts of challenging conditions and testing performance. You can ride really fast on them, but you can also go slow and just cruise and explore new horizons.
Have you found that because your customers are taken into extremer waters, you're having to kind of change the design slightly or alter anything?
Yeah, no, we're all about design and performance, and for us, it's always really important to think about safety of use in the water. I mean, imagine taking an electric battery and engine into a harsh environment that is a marine environment. So, our designs are really sort of top league, need to be very safe to use in all challenging conditions. And one good example is taking a flightboard into Nazare. Maybe your listeners will have heard about Nazare, where they have these really big swell, these really big waves coming to Portugal every fall. And some of our riders have tested our boards in those conditions and coming back out telling us that they just felt really safe with that kit, and that's really important.
How has the surfing community taken to that, and how long has it been out for?
Yeah, so we've been in market for about 5 years now, and David came with the original idea about 7 years ago. And I'm actually here because we did a really spectacular launch yesterday at the Gagosian Gallery of the latest addition to the Fliteboard family with a collaboration with Mark Newson, an Australian industrial designer. And yeah, so there's been a whole journey for us. We have 10,000 boards in market now. It's a really fast growing community globally. And yeah, the surfing community, and I think the foiling is such a novel way to be on the water. And that comes from, sailing and surf. And obviously we're on the electric side of that development. But yeah, there's a lot of passion, and there's a lot of people out there that are really into the sport. It's a lifestyle.
How long from the idea to launching the product did it take?
So if I have my timeline correct, I think it took David well, it was interesting. He developed his first prototype, and he was developing that product for himself, really, and his friends to enjoy. And he created a YouTube video, and that just went viral, and that kind of there were so many people reaching out to him like, hey, I want one. So he then took that and said, well, let's see, I'll create a business around that. So 2018 is when he launched, and we've been sort of in market since 2019 with our first boards, and Europe has been very important for us from the beginning. So yeah, look after the European market and our European customers out of Amsterdam.
What's your channel? Where can people find you?
So fliteboard.com is a really good place to go, but I would also recommend our Instagram channel. Just go look for Fliteboard on Instagram, and you'll see some amazing content, people riding all over the world, and yeah, it's very beautiful to see.
Do you want to spell that for us so people don't make mistakes when they're finding you?
Yes, sure will do. I have obviously a bit of a Dutch accent as well. I hope it's coming through okay. So it's Fliteboard. So it's a flight board.
There's no dot in between.
No, just one word,
Okay.
fliteboard.com will
Oh.
get you to our website, and you can try one of these flight boards at a school here in the UK.
Okay. Well, what schools?
Oh, we have many schools on the south coast and some on the west coast as well. So again, if you go to fliteboard.com, you see our locations page, and you will find a location near you where you can try one of these for yourself.
And would they be ideal to try in smooth waters then, if you just want to go along?
Yeah, for a beginner, first timer, it's just perfect to try it on smooth water first. And when you progress your riding, you'll get more comfortable riding over chop. I mean, the mast is pretty long, so you can ride over most chop without even touching the water. But yeah, to begin, it's great to just find a smooth lake surface, a calm day, and a really good instructor will get you up and flying in 40 minutes.
What was the experience like when you first got on one? Like from your anticipation to how it really was?
Yeah, it was incredible. I had just come back from a ski trip in Austria, so I had just been on a snowboard and fluffy snow, and the best way to describe the feeling of flying over the water is pretty much that sort of fluffy snow flow feeling. You know, it's very light touch. It's something that just doesn't get old. No matter how many times I've been on the water, I just love that flying sensation, and I think most people will relate to that sort of, you know, even dreaming about flying as a kid, or you know, having the vision of flying. It's that kind of sensation. It's quite magic.
Judging by the picture, it's like you're elevated above the water. The board, is that correct?
That is correct.
And there's a foot, and then there's is it the fin or tail? What would you call it that's in the water?
Yeah, so you're riding on a surfboard, and the surfboard has a mast, and on the mast there are two wings, and there is a propulsion system on the mast, a fuselage, and that, you know, you have a little flight controller, a remote controller in your hand, so you can determine your own speed, and because you're propelling yourself forward, your wings will lift you up above the water. It's pretty similar to airplane technology, you know. It's the wings that make you fly over the water.
Is there a weight capacity?
A weight capacity?
Yeah, as in, if I'm a big guy, I'm 20 plus stone,
Yeah.
it's probably not going to lift up, or it's probably just going to trickle along.
No, it's quite powerful actually. We have people of all ages and sizes enjoying these flight boards. And because it's electric propulsion, it's got that really strong acceleration. So we actually give warranty on the boards up to, I don't know the stones to that, but 120 kilo on the largest boards.
Okay, yeah, that's about 20 stone.
There you go.
What have you learnt from this whole experience that you wish you knew when you started?
You know what's really been great is just the community side of it, you know, getting to know people in all parts of the world that are enjoying getting out in nature, you know, and sharing that experience. It brings people together, doesn't it? No matter the nationality or background, and it's an accessible experience. It looks really cool and difficult, but once you're out on the water, it's actually quite easy with some pointers. And yeah, it's an experience you just want to share with people, and that's been really great to see that is a global phenomena, really.
Okay, that's good. And you said you've been surfing since what age?
Oh, I got into, let's see, I was sailing as a kid. I kind of was, as a very small infant, I was brought on the sailing yachts, and I was windsurfing as a teenager. So I started with that when I was 10 years old.
Did you do any competitions or anything like that?
No, just recreational. I just, you know, loved competing with my friends, but more informal.
So now you've found something that you love doing, and you do that full time. Is that correct?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's it's one of those work hard, play hard kind of jobs, you know. I get to be out on the water sometimes, which is fantastic. I just came back from the south of France, you know, in a lovely place called Beaulieu-sur-Mer, and we were out on a catamaran riding with customers from all over Europe, and yeah, that's part of my job. So it's great to be in that environment. I just love it.
Okay. Because when I saw you, you looked sporty. You looked like you had a kind of a carefree pizzazz about you. That's why I asked you what I asked you.
Nice. Well, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
No, it is.
What?
How much do what's the price starting at these boards?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. They actually start at around just under £10,000. Yeah.
Ain't cheap, is it?
No.
I was thinking of bringing something like to Kenya and Mombasa.
Yeah.
Because especially, they could go, the customers could go, but it's going to take a while for someone to get their money back.
Yeah. We, we have quite a bit of schools, people that offer, like I said, in the UK, but all over the world. So maybe in Mombasa, some of the hotel owners and some of the resort owners would enjoy having a few of these and see a good return on their investment.
What's the battery life?
It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. One of our original first mover customers here in the UK also became an investor in the company, and he's done an English Channel crossing on one battery together with his son. Yeah, that was really incredible. That's about 40 kilometers distance coverage on one battery charge. And if I remember,
thick wetsuit.
Yeah, a thick wetsuit and challenging conditions. I mean, there were all sorts of currents and traffic, and they obviously planned it really well, and they had some support and safety boats for it. But yeah, it was an incredible achievement. And he had some just 3% charge still left on the battery at the other side.
You've given me an idea now.
All right.
I was going to swim from Tanzania to Somalia.
Oh, wow.
Along the East African coast. It's 600 kilometers.
Any sharks over there?
Yeah, there are. But they've got a beautiful reef line, the length of the coast.
Yep.
And it actually goes down into Tanzania as well. So I could actually use one of your boards.
You should.
Maybe I'll reach out to your company and do a collaboration. That would be something. That would be. Yes, you just charge it every night and away you go.
That's it. You could do a whole trip.
So can you? So is it something you always have to be standing, or you can be sitting? Or?
No, you can do all sorts of things. People do yoga poses on their flite boards. You can do a Superman laying down, flying over the water, which is one of my personal favorites. You can play around. It's meant to be fun,
And transporting the boards, because now you've got me thinking business-wise.
Good.
How do you? Is it obviously surfboard? There's a special case that you can take it in the airport. It doesn't come apart?
It does. It's so if you look at our website, you'll see there are many configurations that you can build, and you build them out of a board, an e-foil, your wings, and your battery, and host of choice. I won't give you all the details on that, but you can take it apart easily. It's just it's a screw-on and screw-off system that is really robust. So you can take the board in its travel bag and bring it as odd-sized luggage or surf equipment on board an airplane. I just did that coming from the south of France. And the same goes for the wings and the e-foil. But the thing you can't travel with commercial is the battery. Yeah. It's a dangerous good when you're traveling with it. But luckily, we've got about 330 business partners, resellers, and schools globally. So in many destinations, Mombasa is not one of them. There's an opportunity to develop over there. But if you are sort of traveling somewhere, you can look up our locations and kind of find your rental battery at destination.
What about
bring your own board.
Sorry, you got them in South Africa?
Yes, we do. We've got a really strong partner in Cape Town, South Africa.
That would be the place to have.
Beautiful surf there.
They can afford it as well.
Exactly.
The economy matches.
Yeah, they've been doing really well. We've got e-foil Cape Town as a partner in South Africa.
So the only place you're missing is Durban.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Yeah, it is.
So let's see if people will want to reach out to us. And
listeners, I'll have to get in contact with some old girlfriends to see. Do you want to have a business idea? No, I still hate you.
Yeah, maybe old girlfriends is not the way to go with this one.
But it's great having you. If people want to follow you personally, where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram, KG Burkouts, and you can follow me on LinkedIn as well, Katja Burkout. And looking forward to hearing from people that are interested in starting a business with us. I'd love to talk to you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day as well as vlogging on our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.